now we've discovered that Donald Trump is also, he took a few of those very much classified documents from the White House to Mar-a-Lago, I guess just for fun. The Associated Press reports about what was going on here. They said classified information was found in the 15 boxes of White House records that were stored at former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence, is what the National Archives and Records Administration said on Friday in a letter that was sent to the Justice Department. In case you didn't know, taking classified documents and taking them home is illegal. Federal law bars the removal of classified documents to unauthorized locations, though it is possible that Trump could try to argue that as president, he was the ultimate declassification authority. I'm not sure who's gonna argue that. Here's some more of the illegal stuff that he was up to. The letter from the archivist in response to the House Committee on Oversight and Reform, which is investigating, also details how certain social media records were not captured and preserved by the Trump administration. And it also says that the agency learned that the White House staff frequently conducted official business using unofficial messaging accounts and personal phones. I've heard about that happening before too, that they complained about. Those staff did not copy or forward their official messaging accounts as required by the Presidential Records Act. So also the letter says that after he left the White House, the National Archives learned that additional paper records had been torn up, as we mentioned before. So although the White House staff during the Trump administration recovered and taped together some of the torn up records, a number of the other torn up records that were transferred had not been reconstructed by the White House. So for Trump, these investigators will be looking to see if his actions, both during his presidency and after, violated the Presidential Records Act, which was enacted in '78 after Richard Nixon wanted to destroy documents related to the Watergate scandal. The law mandates the presidential records are the property of the US government rather than belonging to the president himself. A statute punishable by up to 3 years in prison makes it a crime to conceal or intentionally destroy government records. Now I mentioned before when we talked about him ripping things up and sticking them down his mouth and then putting them in his bag, that was a thing that they could potentially come after him for. But there's no teeth or any kind of enforcement to that law. There's definitely some enforcement and teeth to taking classified documents and taking them home with you.
So if you're looking forward to Donald Trump spending 3 years in prison because he broke that law and the punishment for breaking that law is 3 years, get real and welcome to America, where Republicans break the law all the time. Democrats never hold them accountable, and that's why they feel like they're brazenly above the law. Trump acts that way, and so far in over 70 years of life, he's been proven right. He's broken brazenly broken dozens of laws and never been held to account. And so in the middle of the story was buried the fact that the Justice Department and the FBI say that they are not looking into it. Because the Justice Department, of course, run by Merrick Garland, who was denied a seat on the Supreme Court for over a year because the Republicans said, we don't care that Obama's president, we're just gonna cheat and we're just not gonna let you on the court, okay? And so now Merrick Garland comes into office. These thugs and criminals are in the middle of breaking laws. Like, oh, Republicans, I'm so scared of them. Democrats, man. So look, guys, he's in a lot of trouble in cases in New York where civil and criminal charges are actually being pursued for financial fraud. I'll give you some quotes from the judge in that case in a second, because that one's awesome, and he actually could be in trouble for that one. But remember, mishandling classified information is not only illegal, but the #1 criticism they had of Hillary Clinton. Her emails, and they used to say, what if there were classified materials in those emails, and then she should be locked up and executed and all those other things. And now Trump, we know, took classified materials, mishandled them, put them in Mar-a-Lago. By the way, Mar-a-Lago infested with Chinese spies. We did that story when he was president. A Chinese spy just walked in. He's like, he'll take anybody's money. He's like, oh, you got 20 bucks? All right, yeah, come on in, okay? And he was doing negotiations with foreign leaders as diners were walking by him in Mar-a-Lago. So do you think those documents were well protected at Mar-a-Lago? Hell no. So it's a massive mishandling of classified information. If it was someone who had given evidence about how the government was doing wrongdoing, either under a Democratic or Republican administration, that person would definitely go to jail for 3 years.
Under.
Right? But it's Trump, there'll probably be no consequences.
How many toilets is he trying to flush these things down? Is he just going from toilet to toilet? Well, this one's clogged now. I guess I better go to Florida and try the toilets in Florida. Like, what's
Water
happening?
flows better.
Yeah, but Helen, that's actually kind of literally true. The first time the toilet story came out, about a week ago or so, I remembered a clip, and we found it, of Trump mysteriously in the middle of a gathering of his cabinet, just started talking about clogged toilets. He's like, there's all these water pressure issues in the White House, and I'm sure it's not that anybody's doing anything wrong to clog the toilets. We're like, I remember at the time we ran the clip, we're like, what the hell? What kind of bathroom problems does he have, right? It turns out he's flushing classified information down the toilets because it's damaging to him. And at the time, officials in the White House were like, sir, it is deeply illegal to destroy those documents. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's the water pressure problem, that's what it is. And then since he's a moron and he has diarrhea of the mouth as well, he goes into the middle of everybody. He's like, the toilet problems are not a real issue. Everybody's like, what toilet problems? Okay, so now we know.